go. And there we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Parasocial Pals, the podcast about Star Trek. And no, we're not putting it in the title. This is multi-purpose. I'm Papa Strel. Here, as always, is my co-host, Nick. Nick, how you doing?
Hey, I'm okay. This is a Star Trek podcast, but it's also mostly us nerding out about other shit too.
Couple of boys of various whiteness nerding out about shit. If you don't like it, you're probably watching something else.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing going on. I'm trying to get a win on Ironclad and Slay the Spire, and it's harder than it needs to be.
It really is. It's weird.
I see everyone saying that he's so OP, and I just can't get it to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Other than not going infinite when I should be, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly possible to win without going infinite, but it feels like it's a lot more luck-based than it's ever been. And I feel like...
At least for that character, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, especially starting out, I wonder how many of these people talking about how easy it is have everything unlocked. Starting out, there's like... I feel like a bunch of the relics are fucking horrible.
Yeah. A lot of the relics that used to be like common are now uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it feels a little oppressive, I guess. But anyway, on to Star Trek.
On to Star Trek. So we watched a couple more episodes yesterday. Let's jump into them.
We watched A Taste of Armageddon and was it This Side of Paradise?
This Side of Paradise.
Let's see, where is our cast list? So, our cast today is it's a pretty widespread episode. Pretty much everyone on the crew makes an appearance.
Except for Sulu.
For a little bit. Yeah, no Sulu. I don't think Bones gets a lot to do.
He does the thing where he shows up on the bridge, complains to the guy that's in charge, and then shit happens.
He makes a snide remark, and then, yeah, that's about all he gets to do.
Yeah.
Mostly Kirk and Spock down on the planet.
Bones has two types of episodes, and today we get both of them.
Our two major side characters are going to be, well, actually, we have three major side characters. We have Dickhead Ambassador, whose name I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
We have Anon 7, the leader of the planet.
Yeah.
And Woman.
Yeah.
We have the female lead of the episode, whose name I also don't remember because she was not super important to the episode.
I feel like did they even say it? Maybe they said it once.
They might have introduced her once. I don't even remember what her role was.
Yeah, secretary to Anon 7 seemed like it.
Oh, and we also have the new Asian yeoman who has like 3 lines and then never shows up again in the show.
More than some yeomen that never show up in the show, but yeah.
So, to get to brass tacks on the episode, the short summary. Kirk and crew are trying to make diplomatic relations with a planet. The planet does not want to interact with them, but the ambassador is really insistent upon making a relationship with this planet for some reason.
Diplomatic relations. That specific phrase comes up a lot, yeah.
He really wants this to happen and is willing to risk everyone's life to get it. So they decide to just barge in and beam down to the planet without their permission, and they immediately go, "You shouldn't have come here." It turns out they are at war with another planet in their solar system, and they are constantly under attacks that kill millions of people. This confuses Kirk because they're currently under attack, but nothing's happening. No explosions, nobody's dying. Not immediately, anyway, because it turns out their wars are waged by computers. It's all simulated. It's a LARP. And turns out, as part of this LARP, the Enterprise got hit by it in their simulation. So everyone on there is supposed to be dead. And on this planet, when you get killed in a game, you die for real. You have to go into a disintegration chamber voluntarily. and just die.
Just,
Kirk's not having that.
yeah.
Yeah, Kirk is not having that. They stage a whole like revolution. He ends up destroying their way of life, and again. Kirk destroys an entire planet's way of life, washes his hands of it, and walks away.
And maybe he did the right thing. Who knows? The episode's only an hour long.
Yeah, they do not get into what happened on the other planet at all.
They barely talk about it. Yeah, the other planet.
But that's the long and short of this.
Yeah, that fucking space LARP. It's always space LARP. So yeah, like you were saying, the episode opens up with an ambassador, some new dickhead in a attire we've never seen before or since, who for some reason is yet again Kirk's boss. Kirk, the fucking starship commander, has more bosses than fucking the guy from Office Space.
Yeah, he has 8 bosses.
I fuck up. I hear it 8 different times. So yeah, they're going to the planet because that's their mission. The planet says, "Do not fucking come," and Kirk's like, "All right." They said, "Don't come. We don't come." The ambassador's like, "No, I'm here to ambassador. You're going to ambassador, and I can tell you that." And Kirk says, "All right, I guess I have to do what you tell me this episode."
Yeah, this guy pulls rank in a way that I think would actually get you killed in an actual military
Oh yeah,
vessel.
like I don't know if there's a 1-to-1 like modern real fucking scenario, but I feel like in a scenario like this, the captain be like, "Nah, fuck you. You can court martial me when we get back alive." But yeah, the Kirk is like, "All right, fine. We'll beam down to this planet that they don't want us to beam down to." And for, I believe, the first time, he's like, "Hey, Scotty, you're in charge."
I think Scotty does exactly that in the episode, doesn't he? At some point.
Oh yeah, yeah. Scotty.
That's later.
Yeah, that's later on. So Scotty's in charge of the ship. Kirk, Spock. I don't think McCoy goes down. The Asian yeoman.
No, it's 2 security guys and Asian yeoman.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeoman Tamura.
Which, like, there is no reason for the yeoman to be there. Like, she's got a tricorder. I'm pretty sure anyone could use that. But
and to
whatever.
hit the hot girl quota for the episode.
They needed to hit their. I don't know. That blonde chick was pretty hot, but I guess she did disappear. So, so yeah, they beam down to the planet. We see the Crayon Illuminati escorting the blonde chick with some of the bluest eyes I've ever seen.
Yeah, so they made a lot of new costumes for this episode. Some are better than others.
Some are better than others. All of them have stupid hats.
Like, I'm not gonna say they're not well made, but they do look stupid.
They look very. We think this is the future in 1968. And you know, like they're trying shit. Props for them trying shit instead of just like, oh, we're just gonna take like a jumpsuit and paint it a color. Like,
oh, also the planet is called like Armenia or something.
yeah,
We
something
kept
that sounds
hearing
like Armenia to the point where we just call it Armenia because it sounds like Armenia.
Yeah. Which makes what happens a little unfortunate, but
Yeah,
there's a bit of a Armenian genocide going on.
it's a bit of an Armenia genocide on Armenia, if you know what I'm saying. Jesus Christ, nothing matters anymore. So yeah, blonde chick shows up and is like, "Hey, you shouldn't have come, but since you're here, you can go talk to our leader. He runs 4chan." They go to the council chamber where only an On7, the head counselor, ever fucking talks. It's weird that they have a council.
Listen, giving people lines means they have to pay them more.
I guess unless they're an Asian yeoman, they got to shut the fuck up and put on the stupid hat.
Basically.
So Kirk talks to a Non-7. It's like, "Hey, we've been at war with this other planet in our solar system for 500 years. 3 million people die a year. This is the worst. We're so good at war. This is the best war you've ever seen." And Kirk is very confused because he beamed down to a beautiful planet. They scanned it beforehand. There's nothing wrong with it. So Kirk is like, are you fucking with me? Guy's like, no, this is very serious war.
I was curious about, like, because he says, like, millions of casualties every year. What is their population where that's sustainable?
See, that's what I was thinking too, because he said like 1 to 3 million a year, and like 500 years, you gotta fucking now. I guess this is a space utopia, haha. So the entire planet is working together to fucking breed more babies to throw into the fucking baby crusher.
He's a non-7. Maybe there's like 6 more of these dudes.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got 6 other siblings.
They've got like fucking 20 disintegration chambers in what's basically town hall, so look, they need fucking baby makers and they need baby disintegrators. That's what this fucking planet's... That's the culture that they're trying not to destroy.
Also, disintegrating them is a real waste of biomass.
Oh, yeah. So you could turn that into slurry. You could eat it. You could grow
turn that
it.
into so many Mickey 17s. 18s, 19s,
you
however many
millions of Mickeys. Oh, God. A whole planet of Irishmen. Can you imagine?
I'd really rather not.
Yeah. Just the one is fine.
Can't even imagine an island full of Irishmen.
A whole island of the Irish. So during this conversation, the other planet, who I feel like it starts with a V, so I'm just going to call it Valstrax. Planet Valstrax starts attacking. They open up the war room, which is next to the council chamber, and it's a bunch of computers. And the councilman is doing his best to play it up for, they just struck. They killed 500,000 people. It's crazy. This is one of the worst attacks we've ever seen. Launch a counterattack immediately. Kirk.
Yeah, it's some real war game stuff.
Yeah. Kirk continues to believe that he's being fucked with, calls up Scotty and is like, hey, are you seeing like nukes flying around? Scotty's like, no. Finally, they get to the root of it of, this isn't a real war. This is a computer war. Our computer is hooked up to Planet Valstrax's computer, and we shoot fake nukes at each other. But the casualties are very real. Also, they hit this building, so everyone in it needs to die by noon tomorrow. You're being detained because you were here and need to die. That's the rules. Otherwise, we have to do real war. And that's gross and icky, and we don't want to do real war.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to do real war?
Do I get to throw lightning bolts in real war?
I mean, you could say lightning bolt. I don't know if the enemy's going to respond to that.
We'll put a pin in that. So yeah, their fucking fake lightning bolt war is outed. Kirk and everyone is detained, and oh god. Kirk naturally tries to fight against this and is like, hey, this is your stupid war. I don't want to die for your dumbass war. And the councilman is like, we told you not to come here. You came here. If you don't die, then Planet Valstrax is going to think that we're going against the treaty. So this is still your fault, even though this isn't your war or your culture. There was a line about lists of casualties, and Kirk's like, I'll give you more lists than you know what to do with if you don't release me. That doesn't happen. He doesn't get released.
He does repeatedly threaten genocide, though.
He does. It's one of the few things he's good at.
He really loves upending entire civilizations.
Yeah. I think this is when we cut to the Enterprise. McCoy walks into the bridge, not with a drink in his hand, but it feels like he had one beforehand, and just starts complaining to Scotty, like, hey, where's the captain? What are we doing? Let's go. Come on. And then they get a call from Captain Kirk saying, hey, everybody on the ship needs to beam down to the planet. It's going to be great. They say it's great. Everybody beam down. Thank fucking God Scotty has a brain in his head. And it's like, no, that doesn't sound like Kirk at all. Hey, computer, is that Kirk? No, that's not Kirk. Okay, so that was a fake message.
Scotty is the exact guy who points out AI images.
Scotty, he looks for the fingers. He looks at the reflections. He knows the line work. Few men in the universe hate clankers as much as Scotty, and God bless him for it.
That's what makes him a real engineer, is that he hates technology.
That's true. The only piece of technology I have in my room is a printer, and I keep a gun next to it if it makes any weird sounds.
I mean, I guess McCoy also hates technology, but that's because he's a Luddite.
Yeah, that just depends on how drunk he is.
Only technology he trusts is a syringe.
Or a bone saw. Yeah.
Saw McCoy.
So they determine that that's fake. There's something wrong with the captain. They can't contact him. We cut back to the captain. They're trapped in a very nice room. It's not exactly a prison cell, but they know that they await death. So naturally, the only way out of the room is to have Spock nerve pinch somebody. But there's a problem. There's a wall in the way.
Yeah, he does some Jedi mind trick through the wall.
It's straight up Jedi mind trick. Like, he doesn't say open the door, but he fucking might as well. I keep saying this because it keeps blowing my mind how absolutely fucking nothing is original. Everything was stolen from Star Trek. Everything. My entire fucking media lexicon is just lifted from Star Trek.
It's highly influential.
So, yeah. They mind meld, Jedi mind trick, whatever you want to call it. The guy opens the door, comes in. Spock gives him a fucking karate chop or something.
I think it's Kirk who does like the double judo chop to the like wrist and the neck.
Yeah, that's right. Good old slap the gun out of their hand and then slap him unconscious. They grab his weapon, which is a disruptor, I think they call it. It's different from a phaser.
They call them disruptors. It's different from a phaser because it doesn't make any fucking special effects.
That's true.
They just point it and things explode.
It like smoke doesn't even come out of it like an empty lead pipe. It's kind of fucking like lazy as fuck, but they spent all the budget on costumes, I guess.
It is kind of cool looking though.
It is pretty cool looking, yeah. It's funny because especially looking at the picture I have for the podcast of Spock's phaser, it just looks like a fucking like the handle for a fucking blender, and they just cut off the blender part. The disruptor at least looked like a gun.
Yeah. It didn't have like a trigger or anything. Though.
Yeah, it looked like it was like just a big piece of metal. You know, future guns can just feel intent. You don't need triggers.
You know, it does kind of resemble what would become the like TNG phaser, which looks more like a TV remote.
Yeah, you're right. It does. Like a little fucking garage door opener.
Yeah. Anyway, they blow up the disintegration chamber.
Yeah, they.
Which, by the way, people go in one at a time.
One at a time. Like, they need to
they're
kill.
They're supposed to be killing thousands of people.
Yeah, thousands of people by like tomorrow or this afternoon. And
apparently there are at least 12 of them. Yeah. But I don't think that's enough to really meet quota, especially because they're really pressed about meeting quotas.
The quota is the most important thing. When people die, you gotta start disintegrating.
They have 24 hours.
Yeah, so at least you get to say goodbye. They're not barbarians after all, not like Kirk. Yeah, they meet up with the blonde woman that we saw earlier. She was a confirmed casualty, so she needs to die. Kirk would hate to see a pair of breasts like that be disintegrated, so he stops her and destroys the disintegrator. She's very distraught about her inability to die for a while.
She just wants to die so badly.
She just wants to die so badly.
I think like if this were TNG, like these people's racial trait would be like their sense of duty.
Yeah.
Like TNG kind of leans more into the D&D. Every race has their like own little quirk.
Yeah, their little fucking race-wide specialty.
These guys would be like, I gotta die for the state.
Yeah. Which I think Anon 7 brings up is everyone here is so married to duty and honor.
That they're really hand-waving that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think this is around the time when they start attacking the Enterprise. Scotty has the shields up so they don't take any serious damage. But Anon 7 is like, well, if they're not going to come down here willingly, we'll just kill them. This is the point where I wrote a specific note. We got a cool new navigator in the Sulu chair, and he keeps talking about the sensor readings. He loves the word sensor.
Yeah, he sounded a little ESL a bit.
A little bit. It was the 60s. Maybe he'd never seen the word sensor before. Entirely
One
possible.
thing that got me in this episode is that they decided to just manually kill the Enterprise because they obviously weren't going to come down.
Mm-hmm.
But they were doing it with like disruptors or whatever. But what's his name? Anon 7 said that they were killed by a tricobalt torpedo or whatever, right?
Oh
Why not just send a
yeah,
tricobalt torpedo if that's apparently supposed to kill the Enterprise?
yeah. They keep talking about how they have like nuclear weapons and shit like that, but they never actually use it. It's all disruptors.
I guess maybe that would have set off a nuclear cascade if they actually used a nuke to kill
Possibly.
the Enterprise.
Yeah. And after this attack, unfortunately, Ambassador Dipshit shows up again, and he's like, "No, obviously, we need to talk to
This is
them.
all a mistake.
This is all a mistake,
A misunderstanding.
a misunderstanding." So Ambassador Dipshit calls an on 7 and is like, "Hey, did you just shoot at us?" And an on 7 like, "Oopsie poopsie, that was an accident. We didn't mean to shoot at you. You should come down and talk to us, and also lower your shields."
Yeah, I think this is a part where the ambassador's like, "All right, lower the shield, Scotty," and he's like, "No."
Scotty's like, "Fucking no, you stupid. They just shot at us."
And he's like, "I'm gonna court-martial you," and Scotty's like, "Okay, you're gonna court-martial me.
Right, do
I'm
it.
not doing it."
Yeah, you can court-martial me later. Also, mid-conversation with the ambassador, it cuts to Anon 7, and he mutes the call real quick to be like, "As soon as they drop the shields, nuke them." I'm so smart.
Yeah, he really hits that like hotkey on his Go XLR to go nuke him when they put the shields down, and then he resumes conversation immediately.
Keeps going like nothing's happening. Thank God they hadn't invented video call quite yet. They couldn't put him on screen.
Yep, they don't have the Telosian technology yet.
Yeah, that's right. It's literally like fucking, do you want to see shit? You need fucking space magic. Otherwise, it's just a fucking cell phone. So yeah, like you were saying, Ambassador Dipshit says, "Pull down the shield." Scotty says, "Get fucked." And then the ambassador's like, "All right, well, I'm going to teleport down there and talk to them." And Scotty's like, "Fucking go for it." Which,
Yeah, that's another weird thing about this episode, because like you're not supposed to be able to transport while the shields are up.
that's what I thought. I
According
could
to
have
other
sworn that was a
episodes.
plot point at some point. But,
They do say that they're not able to fire lasers while the shields are up, I think.
yeah, you know what? Maybe it's just some things. Or like they said, the phasers will be like less strength or something.
They were definitely not able to transport while shields were up in previous episodes.
Yeah, I could have sworn like maybe the one with the Romulans or whatever. But it ends up not really mattering in the context of all this.
No.
I think then we cut back to the planet. Kirk manages to find an on 7 and like assaults him with some more tetanus art, because every planet has tetanus art for some reason.
Yeah, they have their little Kodos verbal sparring.
Yeah. Kirk is like, "I could destroy this planet," and on 7's like, "I don't believe you." And Kirk's like, I'll do it."
I think they kind of get into like the logic of the whole thing. He's like, "Well, our culture will live on even if our people die in the millions."
Yeah, it like we're doing this to prevent the destruction of our culture, because like, you know, war
Because
is
infrastructure is more important.
infrastructure is more important than people. And Kirk naturally is like, "That's fucking stupid, and I'll blow up your whole planet to prove it."
Well, Kirk's whole line of reasoning is that, like, if you take all of the messiness out of killing, then it will just be too easy, and the war will never end.
Yeah, which is why they've had a war for 500 years, maybe. So even in the future, that is a very prolonged amount of time to have war with anyone.
I mean, yeah, you got to remember this was written during the like height of the Cold War, so
That's true. Yeah.
it was pretty indicative of the times.
Yeah. What do you mean you've been warring for more than like a decade? We wrapped up 2 world wars in that amount of time. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I believe Roddenberry was a World War II vet.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, World War II Army Air Corps veteran.
Army Air Corps, huh? Not Navy. Interesting.
Anyway,
they still gotta die. I think this is the part where blonde chick is like, no, I need to get in the disintegrator, and Kirk is like, hey, Asian yeoman, fucking sit on her if you have to stop her from dying.
oh yeah, during the confrontation, was it Kirk gets beat the fuck up?
Oh
And he
yeah,
gets dragged off.
he does have a like fucking Anon
Oh
7.
yeah, he goes, "Where's our communicators?" And Anon 7 is like, "Down the hall to the left."
And he
Go get
almost goes to the door.
And then he hits the silent alarm and calls the guards.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk puts up a pretty good fight, but it's 3-on-1, I guess.
Yeah, he manages to get some good hits on all of them, but he's eventually taken down and recaptured. I think that just no, I forget exactly when all this happens, but I have the note written down, and I think at one point they escape back to their holding cell, and they're like, "Why are we here?" And it's like it's the last place they'd look is the place we escaped from. So maybe I wrote this note out of order. I don't remember.
Yeah, he gets sent to the. He gets sent to his holding cell. What's going on? Oh yeah, I think at this point, the ambassador beams down, and those guys get
Yeah, the ambassador
immediately arrested.
Yeah, they get immediately arrested, and it's like, hey, you died. You got to get in the disintegrator. And ambassador's like, what? And it's like, yeah, no, that's our way, ambassador. Die.
Oh yeah, what's happening is he's taken to the council chamber. Everyone else is still stuck in their holding cell.
Yeah, that's right.
Or they're waiting in the holding cell or something like that.
I think that's when they escape, and Yeoman is told to sit on White Girl if she tries to leave. Yeah, because they stole a couple of outfits for the 2 faceless red shirts to pretend to be guards.
It's very funny because, again, in TNG, that wouldn't work because every alien has plastic foreheads.
Yeah, it's very obvious what race you are.
Only works on a planet where everyone looks human.
Yeah. And they don't get into if they're like some previously human civilization. Maybe they do when I wasn't paying attention. It doesn't super matter.
They don't really get into that. They do mention that the planet they're at war with was colonized by their people originally, but I think they had like some kind of Mars-Terra split.
Yeah, I was gonna say England and the United States, basically the same thing. Yeah, so I think that's when Spock pretends to be captured.
Still at war with England to this day.
To this fucking day, I can imagine a few countries that are. So, one way or another.
Anyway.
Yeah. So Spock pretends to be captured. They see that the ambassador is here. They stop him from getting disintegrated. Destroy another disintegrator. Spock is like, hey, we may need to try another type of diplomacy. And fucking ambassador dipshit's like, yeah, I'm a quick learner. Let's try your way now. So
you gloss over the part where Spock just casually walks up to a guard, says there's something on your shoulder, and then nerve pinches him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Fucking smoothest Spock ever.
No, he literally goes, all right, wait here. He walks down the hall in open sight, walks up to a guard, and just goes, yeah, there's a spider on your shoulder, and gives him a nerve pinch.
Yeah, the guy looks, and then he grabs the same spot that he's looking at, not even like a tap you on the shoulder, grab your other shoulder thing, and then just nerve pinches him. Because Spock is just so fucking cool.
He grabs his gun, waves everyone away, and then walks back down the hall to go, okay, guys.
Yeah, hey, I got the gun, let's go.
He's so cool.
He's so fucking cool. I love Spock. So yeah, that happens, and then I think they start heading to the council chamber. Kirk says that he's gonna end the war, and Anon 7 is like, fucking, I don't know how you're gonna do that.
I think at this point, Kirk makes a pretty good argument that if they kill the Enterprise, they're starting a war with the Federation, and the Federation doesn't play war like they do.
Yeah, we have actual nukes that we actually use. Yeah, that's right. I think they try to call up to the Enterprise, and Kirk is like, fucking activate General Order 26 or whatever. 2 hours.
Order 66?
Yeah, Order 66. So he tells him.
He basically tells Scotty to blow up the entire planet in 2 hours.
Yeah, warm up the planet blower upper in 2 hours. Anon 7's like,
I thought that was a bluff, but apparently it was super for real.
Oh, I also thought that was a bluff. Okay, so the Enterprise can do that if necessary.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so.
Photon torpedoes.
Yeah, I thought that. As far as my Star Trek knowledge goes, that's all a fucking ship has.
Oh, and he also orders the Enterprise to, like, get out of range of the lasers, which they could have done at any time, I suppose.
At any time, yeah. Yeah, because the Anon 7's like, well, I'll just blow up your fucking ship in 90 minutes, then it'll be fine. And they're like, oh, no, they got too far away. We can't shoot them anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. Are these not a spacefaring people?
They must have. They colonized another fucking planet.
Yeah, they don't really explain why they can't just send spaceships out to fight the Enterprise.
Yeah. Maybe it's part of
their agreement for the war is that they don't space travel anymore.
No more spaceships. We just do the computer war. I could see that.
If any spaceships leave orbit, they get all antsy about
an
actual attack.
Are they doing real war? Uh-oh, we weren't prepared for that. I think this is the point where there's a guard walking across the room, and Kirk just fucking trips him, sticks his leg out and trips the guy.
He trips him while he's sitting down.
Yeah, Kirk is sitting down.
Swivels in his chair, sticks his leg out, and the guy trips.
And from that, he's able to, like, fucking disable a room full of guys and get the gun and take the whole room hostage.
He does the bowling ball maneuver where he throws himself at a group of guys.
And it works.
His Dynasty Warriors.
It works every time. You don't know what they teach in the academy. It's fucking futuristic shit. You'd never know.
I don't think they taught Kirk that. I think he is... We talked about character classes. I think Kirk might actually be barbarian.
My body is a weapon.
Before this, I thought maybe paladin, but no, he's actually a barbarian.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
He's the rare high-end type charisma
gotta say, yeah, he's the barbarian that just put a ton of points into int. But still had enough left over to use himself as a fucking human bowling ball. So I think this is around the time where everyone converges. They go to the war computer. Spock is like, all right, shoot this one and it'll blow up the war computer. They blow it up, and fucking Kirk is like, all right, well, they're probably going to be pretty pissed about your war computer blowing up. That's going to destroy your treaty. Guess you got to do real war now. Or, maybe you could try diplomacy and then you wouldn't have to do war. And Ambassador Dipshit's like, hi, I'm a diplomat. I can help with that.
Even though he's been so good at it so far.
He's the fucking worst diplomat I've ever seen. But he loves his job. He wants nothing more than diplomacy.
They do mention at the end of the episode that, looks like everything's working out. The speech talks are going well, but
yeah,
come on, man.
Very hand wavy, it looks like things are great, but we're never coming back here.
And then there's some weird flirting between Kirk and Spock at the end.
Yeah, they get real gay for a second on the bridge. There wasn't any, actual HR violation, so I guess we needed something, or it wouldn't be a Star Trek episode.
Yeah, Kirk doesn't make out with any woman in this episode.
Yeah, it's so weird. And there were two of them the whole time. Well, most of the whole time.
So yeah, obviously this is a very prescient episode with what's going on geopolitically.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm not sure I actually agree with the. Not that I don't agree with the premise of this episode that is bad and we shouldn't do it, but like I don't think that Kirk's solution would actually work out in most actual real world situations.
I agree with you. I think there's consideration to be taken for the fact that this isn't like a new war. This is a war that's been going on for 500 years. Literal dozens of generations have been
So
born into this war.
there's also the presupposition that both of these sides are capable of destroying each other. They're equally matched,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah.
But a lot of the wars that are being waged today are against one strong power and one much weaker power that is just resisting.
Well, yeah, why the fuck would I fight someone strong? Then I might
So
lose.
so like in the real worlds, I don't think the idea of hey, just decide not to fight is going to work out because if one side doesn't want to make peace, they're not gonna.
Yeah. And that's something else that they don't get into at all is why they're warring. Is it an ideological war? Is it for resources? Is it for living space? That also
I think
very much would determine how well that plan would work.
I think it's for the best for the episode that they don't get into that because then viewers would start taking sides.
Oh, definitely. I agree that for the purpose of this story, it's best that they don't. But for like talking about it as a real world strategy, yeah, there's not enough information, and the information we do have is kind of
Yeah. So I think the overall message of the episode is a good one, but it's also kind of a naive one.
yeah. And
Like
that's kind of the whole of Star Trek, though, isn't it?
like Kirk makes a whole speech about, well, just decide not to kill today.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
fucking
we all want to kill each other, but just decide not to.
more on the Kirk is a barbarian fire. Look, we want to kill. Duh. I know that. You know that. But just don't do it today.
Look, we all constantly want to crush people's skulls with our bare hands. We just decide not to.
Yeah.
He's really telling on himself with that one.
No, what are you talking about? He could have been a mediocre psychologist.
It's kind of a running theme with Kirk because it gets into the next episode where he assumes that everyone wants the struggle as badly as he
He
does.
loves the struggle. He loves the grind.
Like,
The T in Kirk stands for grind.
and it it's kind of a recurring theme with the Roddenberry Trek where like they really try to play up the negative aspects of humanity as kind of necessary for our completeness.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to
Like,
say
no, you need your anger and your barbarism. That's what makes you human.
it's a little bit like, obviously I haven't gone through it myself, but I know people who did. It feels a little military indoctrination-y.
Yeah.
It feels like some military training is spilling over into that.
It also calls back to Return of the Archons, where it's like the society was too peaceful.
Yeah.
You you needed more violence,
Yeah. Fucking
more violence in moderation.
just a little bit of violence.
Yeah, it old Star Trek really does not like computers.
And that's understandable. Computers were fucking weird and scary.
Yeah, they're still weird and
I'd
scary.
say they're weird and scary now too. We're at the other end of the parabola on that one.
Yeah, we've kind of horseshoe theoried ourselves back into this position.
Yeah.
Um, anything else we want to say about the taste of Armageddon?
The taste
The
of
LaCroix
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
No, I think it was interesting to see Kirk fucking guess correctly on ending a multi-planet war.
I do want to say the main villain of this episode, quote unquote villain, he's kind of sympathetic. He's just trying to save his race.
Yeah.
But I think that actor was actually pretty good.
I agree, yeah. I got a lot of Kodos vibes from him.
Yeah, he wasn't as bombastic as others, but I felt like he was a real person.
Mm-hmm. I bet he was also a stage actor. He feels like he's got that kind of presence.
I would believe that. Um, Overall, I think it is actually a pretty good episode.
I agree.
I don't really agree with the premise of it, but
Yeah. Like if we're grading it on its like fucking philosophy, it's not that high, but you know, it's entertaining. At the end of the day, this is a TV show watched for entertainment, and at that goal, I think it succeeds.
yeah. So, on to the next one, I suppose.
Yes, This Side of Paradise.
This Side of
One
Paradise.
of my new personal favorites.
This is kind of like what Shore Leave should have been.
It really is. This is just
Um,
Shore Leave, but better.
it's a little bit Shore Leave. It's a little bit Naked Time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but anyway, the our cast this episode. This is a Spock episode mostly.
This is,
Spock and Kirk.
yeah, one of the Spock episodes.
Oh, get ready for more. Everybody loves Spock.
Everybody loves Spock.
We got Spock. We got McCoy. Sulu's around a little bit.
He at least shows up, yeah.
Uhura has like 3 lines.
Yeah.
McCoy has the best fucking running gag of the episode.
Fucking McCoy. Sure, McCoy's all over the back half of this episode.
And for our guest stars, we have I forget what their names are. Oh, we have Sandoval, who is
Sandoval,
the
that's
leader
right.
of the colonists, and we have
I think
what's her
Layla.
name? Layla, a botanist and Spock's not quite ex,
Yeah.
the femcel who wanted Spock so badly 6 years ago.
You could title that as a fucking visual novel. This that whole thing.
Anyway, the long and short of the episode is the Enterprise is checking up on a colony on Omicron Ceti 3. And supposedly everyone there should be dead because of Berthold rays, which are deadly, but not so deadly to kill you immediately.
Yeah. Totally fine up until about a week.
Yeah, it takes about a week for it to start rotting your flesh off your bones. So they go down, they check it out. The plant life on the planet is fine. It's like an Eden, but there's no animal life.
Yeah.
And unlike Shore Leave, there's no animal life seen in this episode. I didn't see any flies.
Yeah. No flies, no tigers. Not even a fucking M16.
But they are greeted by Sandoval, who is mysteriously alive, even though they should have been dead for like 3 years.
Yeah.
They're greeted warmly, but everyone is immediately suspicious because everyone should be dead. Kirk kind of orders the crew to spread out and check things out. Spock meets up with an old flame who he never actually dated, I don't think. And she drags him off to go wander around, and she tries to flirt with him, and he is not receptive. And then she blasts him with plant spores. And I guess everyone eventually gets blasted with plant spores, and the spores are mind control things that make you immune to all diseases and regrows your appendix. They're pretty cool,
They're
except for
super
the mind
cool.
control. But yeah, it makes everyone into a super happy hive mind. Kirk's not into that.
No.
And eventually the entire crew kind of commits mutiny and tries to go down to the planet and live a carefree, peaceful life. And Kirk just can't do that. He's too mentally ill for that. He just can't be happy.
He can't. It's impossible.
Because he too gets spored, and initially it works on him, and then apparently being mad kills the spores somehow. So his plan is to make Spock as mad as possible by getting, by being racist to him, because that's how they treat Spock. And from there, they free the rest of the crew with a get mad ray or something.
Yeah.
A signal.
Like a brown note for anger.
Yeah. and it cures everyone on the planet, and they steal happiness from everyone, including Spock. Because up until that point, he was getting it on with botanist lady.
Boy, was he just all over the place.
And so, having uprooted their entire way of life, Kirk washes his hands and flies away.
Yeah, I've done the right
end.
thing here, said Kirk.
And everyone agrees that you should want to work and toil your entire life.
'Cause God forbid things be happy and easy. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the episode.
That's basically the episode. Yeah, like you were saying, it starts off with hey, Sulu's back. Love seeing Sulu in the navigator chair. I don't know why he keeps coming in and out of the episodes, but he's back, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, for a helmsman, he really transports down to the planet a lot.
Yeah, I feel like he literally is like jack of all trades. Like he's the fill role for everything on the ship. The Mickey 17 of Star Trek, if you will.
Sulu's our red mage.
That he is. They go to Omicron Persei 8. I mean, Omicron, whatever you said.
Whatever.
Yeah, everybody's supposed to be dead from space radiation. Fucking tell me if you've heard that story before. But for whatever reason, they're gonna go down to the planet and investigate anyway. They go down to the planet and they see a whole ass California ranch, straight up Southern California, bright sun, clean air, trees. Ranch.
This isn't an outdoors episode. This is a shot on location episode.
Yeah, this is very much we borrowed somebody's ranch for a few days of shooting. They're like, yeah, no, looks like they had a good time building this ranch before everybody died from the radiation that kills you in a week. How they built a ranch in a week, I don't know. Maybe they're Amish. But then Sandoval shows up and he's like, howdy there, strangers. He doesn't quite talk like that. McCoy does. Naturally, everyone is very confused as to why this man who science says should be dead isn't. McCoy gets a few snappy lines in there about whether or not people are alive or dead.
I think he said, you felt his hand, it was warm. And we were like, how do you know that?
Yeah,
you didn't touch him.
You didn't touch him. How do you know he's warm?
And then we said he has heat vision because he's a robot that was replaced on that poorly planet.
Yes. He's fucking clanker, McCoy. I know it. You can't prove it, but I can. Yeah, Layla shows up. She wants that Spock real bad. Spock.
Oh, we should note that every time Layla shows up on screen, there is like a layer of Vaseline on the lens.
Oh yeah, you are not allowed to see a blemish on this woman's face.
They really like do the dreamy look on her every time. Oh, and it was so funny because when they introduce her, it's that dreamy look, and like you think she's gonna be the Kirk love interest of the episode, and then the camera shoots to Spock.
Yeah, the camera slowly zooms in on it's Spock.
Like she's making those dreamy like come hither eyes, and you're like, Kirk's gonna make out with her this episode. And then the camera cuts to Spock, and he's got his, like, can you smell what the Spock is cooking eyebrow up?
So, yeah, I think they all go off to investigate because Kirk is very intrigued as to why people are not dead from space radiation. Sulu and Random Red Shirts go over to a barn. They see that there are no animals, and there's a weird alien plant growing by the barn. Sulu's like, there's nothing weird here. If there was, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, so I guess they don't really say it, but I guess the whole planet must be vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Because no animals.
Yeah, there's literally no animals other than the humans.
Although, they could be eating each other if the spores regrow them.
That, liver every night? I don't know, man. Just fucking kill me.
Sounds great if you're Prometheus's eagle.
Yeah, I guess. We cut to Spock hanging out with Layla. She's like, I always loved you, and Spock makes a sexist comment. Something about why women are unable to answer simple questions. Because he's asking her, like, how are you alive? What's going on? What are these plants?
They are having two different conversations.
Yeah. And she's just telling him
And
how much she loves that fucking Spock in those ears.
yeah, apparently they met like 6 years ago on Earth. Oh.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, if it was, yeah, they don't get into it much, but Spock does know her from the
Although,
past.
wasn't Spock like on the Enterprise 10 years ago?
That's
with
what I was going to
Pike?
say. Wasn't Spock, if he wasn't on the Enterprise, he was on another ship with a different captain.
You're not supposed to think about that.
Yeah, it's not important. What's important is, hey, Spock, look at this cool plant I found. So Spock wanting to learn things like an autistic child is like, yeah, no, I'll go look at this cool plant that you said is cool. And then it just fucking spores all over his face.
Like a Japanese anime.
Like one of those Japanese animes. And then for one of the first times you see Spock smile.
It's pretty creepy.
It is. And then him and Layla go off screen and do, who can say?
I think she kisses him.
Yeah.
Like,
She kisses him
might
on
be the
screen.
first time we've seen Spock make out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're fucking full face make out. Then they go off screen. I think
From there, Kirk tries to call Spock.
Yeah.
And he like leaves him on red several times.
there's a scene where the two of them are looking at clouds and he's like, "Oh, that one
yeah.
looks like a dragon." She's like, "I've never seen a dragon." Spock's like, "I have."
Yeah, dragons are real.
Dragons are
They're just
real.
aliens.
And Spock's seen them. Maybe he's fucked them. Who can say? But yeah, Kirk
Apparently he's never looked at clouds before.
never looked at clouds, but
At
he's
least-
seen a fucking dragon.
Clouds or rainbows.
Yeah.
He's never.
I've never looked at a
bothered to
rainbow,
look at
but
a
I can tell you how one's made. Yeah, me too, Spock. I've been to 7th grade. Yeah, like you were saying, Kirk tries to call him. He's like, "Hey, get here immediately." And Spock is like, "No." And Kirk, getting a taste of his own medicine, just kind of short circuits. And it's like, "What the fuck do you mean no, Spock? I said get over here." And Spock's like, "Nah, I don't want to." And he just drops his fucking communicator.
I believe the exact lines are, no. And he goes, "No what?" He says, "No, sir."
No, sir? Yeah. I don't think so, sir. Naturally, Kirk just loses his fucking mind. He's never been told no, especially not by Spock.
I think McCoy goes, that didn't sound like Spock.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a code or something.
So then they
He
go
must be in
off to
trouble.
Yeah. They go off to find Spock. I think this is around the time McCoy gets spored.
I don't recall. They do find Spock, and he's hanging from a tree branch that is somehow lodged between two trees.
Yeah, it's like someone cut a tree branch and put it in between two other trees so that you could hang from it like a monkey.
And also, I think Nimoy is like, he's pretty middle-aged at this point. That's not an easy feat for an old man.
Yeah, he's got his whole ass body up there fucking hanging upside down on that tree. I don't think I could have done that fucking 10 years ago.
He is a very orangutan body type
He's
man.
so lanky.
Yeah, I think he puts Spock under arrest.
Yeah, he tries to put Spock under arrest. Sulu is in charge of him.
Yeah, he's like, Sulu, Spock's under arrest. Go take him in. And Spock's like, all right, guys, follow me. And then he leads him to spores, and they all get spored.
Okay, yeah, I think that's it. They get McCoy and Sulu get spored. Kirk is there, and the spores kind of get on Kirk. And I think what they want you to understand later in the episode is because he's so pissed at Spock that the spores don't work on him.
Yeah.
Because after that, they talk about it. And it's like, oh, I guess the spores don't work on Kirk. And they're like, he'll come around.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because, like, the spores mostly get on Sulu and other red shirts.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot less on Kirk. But I feel like Layla makes a comment later about like, oh, weird, it doesn't work on Kirk. So I think he did get spored. It just didn't seem like it just because they just like threw some spores from off screen.
Yeah.
But either way,
Oh, I want to mention that the plant effects in this episode are much better than they've previously been.
oh yeah,
It's
the
not a guy's hand with some feathers glued to it.
Sulu, the plant man, of course.
I mean, I'm not going to say they look like real plants, but
They at least
they
had
at
some
least,
prop money this time.
yeah, I think they start the brainwash people start beaming the plants aboard the Enterprise,
Yeah, so now that they're
and
brainwashed,
that
they're taking plants aboard. I think that's when we get our first McCoy.
yeah. So McCoy, while he's under the influence, becomes intensely Southern,
The most southern man I've ever seen.
and not just any Southern. He becomes Georgia Southern.
He becomes a real southern Georgia boy. Hey there, Jim boy. How you doing?
We looked it up. Apparently, DeForest Kelly is native Georgian, so this is his real accent he's letting out.
That's what I was going to
This
say.
is the true form of DeForest Kelly.
Are you telling me I've been getting news anchor DeForest Kelly this whole time, and only now am I getting the real McCoy?
You've been getting code switched DeForest Kelly.
So yeah, they start transporting the plants aboard. Nobody's really listening to Kirk that's been spored.
I think Uhura sabotages the communications.
Yeah, it's pretty much done off screen, but the entire ship has been spored. McCoy does offer Kirk an authentic Georgia mint julep.
Hey, I think he goes, "Hey Jim boy, you ever had a cold mint julep?
You ever had a cold Georgia mint julep? So now I gotta find a place that does fucking mint juleps.
Hey Jim boy, you ever walked under a clear blue sky?
You ever go wandering beneath a clear blue sky? We glossed over it a little bit because I didn't note it in my notes, but earlier McCoy was doing fucking tests on everybody, and he's like, yeah, everybody's super healthy, but there's this one guy who said he had his appendix removed. Well, he's got an appendix now. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I think McCoy grew his tonsils back at some point in the episode.
Yeah, at least Kirk comments about it. There was also another offhanded thing that they mentioned. So eventually they figure out it's the flowers, the spores that are mind controlling people. And they say, yeah, the spores must have just drifted through space until they landed on this planet. And I don't think that's how space or spores work. I don't think you can drift through space. Don't you need a medium with which to drift through?
I mean, if they were aboard a meteorite or something.
I suppose so.
Panspermia theory.
Yeah. Well, like many things, it's not important and isn't talked about.
Like the plant from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens next?
Okay, so I think at this point the Enterprise has been emptied. It's just Kirk. He records one of the saddest fucking reports ever.
Oh yeah, before that, he confronts a crewman, being like, "Hey, this is mutiny," and the guy goes, "Yeah, I guess it is."
Oh yeah, when they're all beaming down one at a time. And Kirk again is short circuited. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Nope, nobody said no to me.
Nobody's ever said no to Captain Kirk in his fucking life.
But yeah, he makes his sad boy journal entry.
He makes a sad boy journal entry. So if you've watched previous episodes, you know that the Enterprise often gets itself into a decaying orbit to which it will crash into a planet for hours. Captain Kirk notes in his log entry that he can survive in orbit above the planet for months, and he doesn't need a crew for that.
Little inconsistent there.
A little bit of inconsistencies here and there, but again, not super important, so we don't talk about it. He then gets shot by a plant that was somehow creeping up on him from the other side of his console.
Yeah, the plants do seem to have some locomotive ability to aim at people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kirk gets a face full of spores and immediately does the creepy mind control smile.
Yeah, so this time it works on him. Um, so
Because he's
he,
sad and not mad.
yeah, he's not mad. So he calls up Spock and he's like, "Hey, I've been spored. I'm coming down. Let me go grab some shit from my room."
Yeah, he packs his clothes even though everyone who's been mind controlled wears like the same overalls.
Yeah, and he packs his dress green shirt. Just like, you're not going to need that. You're not getting court-martialed probably. But I
I
guess,
think one of the things he looks at is like one of his service medals and he just leaves it behind
yeah, that was
as a
weird. It wasn't super clear what that medal was for. I guess it was supposed to impress upon him the need for fucking doing work and grinding.
I think it was just indicative of how much the spores had changed him.
Yeah. Um,
The idea that he would no longer care about that
ah,
is just
yeah.
so not Kirk.
So not Kirk. But you know what is Kirk? Having the most 60s ass suitcase on a spaceship you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, it was just a regular ass suitcase from Sears.
Yeah, just like a fucking black and metal briefcase. I feel like I saw my grandfather use one of those a long time ago. So that was fun. Uh, so then Kirk goes into the transporter room and
Order,
gets
yeah.
angry.
Yeah, he's about to beam down and then he goes, "No, I
No,
just can't. I can't do it."
fights the mind control because he's Captain fucking Kirk.
Because he's too mentally ill to be
He is too mentally
happy.
ill to be happy. And it's this point that he discovers, oh, anger is what destroys the spores. It kills them. I have to get angry. I have to get Spock angry. But Spock is so strong. He's literally 2.5 times stronger than me. How will I win?
He literally goes, "This might kill me,
This
but
might kill me. But I have no choice.
So yeah, he calls Spock up to the Enterprise,
Yeah. So,
and Spock's like, "All right, honey, I'll just be a minute."
yeah. I just got to go help Kirk with one last thing. And McCoy just slides in on the side like, hey, you ever had a mint julep?
I think he has like a drink in his hand for the
He
rest of the
has a
episode.
mint julep in his hand for the rest of the episode. It's fantastic. So yeah,
Oh
Spock.
yeah, I think Spock also is having a mint julep at some point in the
I
episode.
think you're right. Yeah, I think he did make a round of them for everybody.
He's like, "Kirk, McCoy gave me this drink."
McCoy gave me this drink. I've never had alcohol before. So Spock transports up to the ship to help James. I'm too racist for mind control Kirk.
Actually, in a mint julep.
Uh,
I know it's not the Disney version.
Surprise! It's a lot of mint leaves. Probably gin. I feel like gin is a very southern. It's
Right. So
mostly. Go ahead.
it's basically three ingredients according to Google search:
Mm-hmm.
bourbon, sugar, and mint.
Bourbon.
Served
Damn it!
over
I should have
rice.
known. Okay.
Well, I don't know what's in a Georgia mint julep.
Yeah, maybe it's gin. Now bourbon that's the other southern drink. Sugar, the sugar part is what makes it a Georgia mint julep. I'll tell you that. You ever had a
And they
pecan
love putting
pie?
sugar in their mint juleps and in their sweet tea.
Yeah,
Mint julep sweet tea.
I know. Fucking shit. I'm gonna have to go get sweet tea. My wife will hate it. So yeah, Spock is up there, and Kirk needs to make Spock angry. And of course, the only way to do that is to just lob racial slurs at him right and left. Shit you could never repeat on this podcast.
I think we were joking at like, what if he had to do this to Uhura?
Yeah. What if the only way to save the galaxy was the N-word? Who could solve that problem? Captain Kirk, that's who.
I think that's the benefit of having an alien on the show is that you can just throw out slurs that nobody's actually going to get offended by.
Yeah. And most of the
Except
time,
in 2026, someone will get offended by the idea of a slur.
most of the time he calls him a computer, says that he has no
Yeah.
feelings, and Spock's like, well, yeah, that's true, but you don't have to be so mean about it.
He's like, your father's a computer and your mother's a dictionary. He's like, my mother's a teacher.
My mother was a teacher. He thinks about it for a second. Okay, but fuck you.
And he's like, okay, well, calling me a computer isn't really an insult. I kind of like
Yeah,
that.
computers are cool. I like computers.
I think what really gets him is when Kirk goes after his parents.
Yeah, when Kirk starts insulting his parents and how much they suck and how his dad is a huge traitor, a race traitor, that really gets under his skin.
Yeah.
Um,
Even though that's not a thing that Vulcans are known for. In fact, the opposite.
yeah,
But I guess that's his Vulcan pride is he's not thinking straight at that point.
yeah. So he eventually gets Spock so angry that he just starts throwing fucking haymakers.
He breaks shit.
He punches through multiple things in the
Like
transporter room.
when Kirk first approaches him, he has like a lead pipe from somewhere.
Yeah,
Like a futuristic lead pipe, and like he blocks Spock's first blow with it and it just bends.
yeah. And then I think Spock takes it from him and just breaks it over his knee.
And then he like punches a panel in the wall and just crashes it.
Yeah, he breaks the fucking transporter room microwave. It's a real shame. So yeah, he gets a few hits in on Kirk. Kirk manages to defend himself long enough to where the mind control wears off and Spock realizes what's going on.
Yeah, he got the HUD message of survive.
Yeah. He actually managed to survive.
Yeah, I think he's like, it's not every day you get to hit your superior officer
Yeah.
multiple times.
Not today you get to punch the shit out of your captain. They collaborate on, well, how do we do this to everybody else? And Spock is like, oh, well, we could make a brown note, but for anger, and just fucking broadcast it across the planet. And Kirk is like, all right, cool, go do that. Spock is like,
Oh, wait,
well,
Wiki has one of the best insults. He tells Spock that he couldn't possibly love Layla because he's a freak who belongs in the circus right next to the dog face boy.
dog face boy, that's right.
Mutinous, disloyal, computerized half-breed.
Half-breed, there's that half-breed again.
Yeah, they decide to make a sonic weapon that makes people mad.
Right before that, when they decide that, he's like, all right, Spock, go do that. Spock is like, well, don't I have to go to the brig for assaulting you? And Kirk is like, well, if you do that, then who's going to make the fucking gun?
I think Kirk also says something like, what is it? That hurt me more than it hurt you.
Yeah. Being
In more
racist
ways than
hurt
one.
me more than it hurt you, Spock. You got to understand. Physically,
Trust me, Spock.
yes.
It really hurt me to do that.
It hurt
especially
me
when
so-
you punched me.
It hurt me so much to be super racist to you again. You got to understand, Spock. I don't want to
Can we
keep
call
doing
it a-
this.
Now let's call Uhura up here.
Let's get her up
We
here.
take
Let's get the
turns.
trifecta.
And Scotty, I got some things to say about the Scottish.
I got some things to say. You know what? Bring everybody on board.
Where's that Irish
Where's
kid?
that Irish
We get rid
fucker
of
I
him.
hate?
Mr. Son of Irish Kings, whatever.
Son of Irish Kings.
Yeah, they build the sonic weapon.
They built the
and, it
sonic
makes-
weapon.
We get a montage of everybody fighting.
Yeah.
Sulu parries with a shovel.
Sulu fucking shovel parries.
I think McCoy and main colonist guy, Sandoval, get into a fight.
Yeah, I think they do.
Over McCoy not, like, he's like, all right, McCoy, we don't need doctors anymore, so get to work.
Yeah, get to work. And McCoy's like, you're not my fucking boss.
It's like, oh, you don't need a doctor? I'm going to put you in the fucking hospital.
Put you in the fucking...
Then you'll need a doctor.
And you'll need a doctor. We glossed over it a bit, but earlier there was a conversation with Kirk and mind-controlled Sandoval about like, oh, well, everything is great. You should join us. And Kirk is like, no, you gotta respect the grind. You gotta fucking improve. And mind-controlled Sandoval is like, nah, fuck that.
They make note that they were supposed to turn this entire planet into like an agricultural hub or whatever, but they're just subsistence farming.
Yep.
Not doing anything more. And it's like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that fucking we're happy, we're healthy, we're surviving. What's wrong? And Kirk is like, no, you gotta want more. You gotta strive. You gotta work. You gotta struggle. Because fucking reasons.
It's boomer Protestant work ethic mentality.
Yeah. But, Kirk is like, you shouldn't be content. And then they kill the happiness spores from everybody on the planet. Sandoval's like, yeah, you can take us all to some planet and we'll go do real work, I guess.
Something that I remarked or noticed earlier is that so they think that everybody here is dead, but at some point Kirk says, "My orders are to send you all to like space base 27."
Yeah.
So like if they thought they were dead, why does he have orders to transport people?
I guess it's the same reason that they were sent there in the first place. Maybe there was something fishy, so they're like, all right, go check it out, and if you find anybody, bring them back.
I guess.
It certainly wouldn't be the first time that fucking people have been marooned on a planet, and they're like, I guess we got to go pick them up.
Oh yeah, Spock and Layla have like a tearful unspored reunion.
Yeah, they get unspored, and Layla's like, I still love you, and Spock's like, I don't have emotions anymore.
Like Layla tries to hit on unspored Spock, and like his unresponsiveness makes her so sad that it kills the spores.
It's just, yeah. Forgot, she's kills the spores with sadness.
Like he stonewalls her so hard.
So hard. Spock really is the true Sigma male in every way.
He is. The heart of stone.
And
also Sandoval really quickly, as soon as he's unspored, is like, yeah, I really want to get back on the grind now.
Yeah, Sandoval loves the grind, even though he's been like spored for the last 3 years or so.
Like he literally goes, we wasted so much time here. I'm like, you were happy, dude.
Yeah.
You were happy, and you all got your appendixes back.
You got your appendices back and various scars removed. Seemed pretty nice.
Do you think they regrow their foreskins?
We're going to say yes. We're going to say here, canonically, that it regrew their foreskins.
That everyone aboard the Starship Enterprise now has their foreskin back?
100%, unless they get it re-removed by McCoy.
Everybody's getting in line for their circumcision.
Foreskin removal, circumcision 2.
I bet he's got a device for that.
I guarantee he's got a device for that. It also makes mint juleps. So yeah, they get all the colonists onto the ship. I think they're talking to Spock about what it was like, and we get the fucking quote of the episode.
Oh yeah, Spock goes, this is the first time I've ever been happy.
What was it like to be mind controlled, Spock? For the first time in my life, I was happy. Yeah. And then it ends. Everything's fine. Go back to normal. Back to your stations.
He may have lost his virginity in this episode.
I am certain they were doing all kinds of stuff in that field.
Yeah, I think they definitely got some afternoon delight.
Oh, yeah.
Skyrocket's in flight.
Skyrocket. What's that sound coming out of the communicator, Captain? Oh, that's radiation. It's don't worry about it. Don't listen to that.
Oh.
Yeah, hell of an episode. Hell of a McCoy. Hell of a Spock
I wish there
fight.
was more McCoy in this episode.
I want a whole fucking episode. I need to find some, like, westerns with fucking... I can't remember his name because I'm just so fucking horrible at names. But DeForest Kelly, yeah.
He's in quite a few westerns. I'll tell you that.
We might have to find one and watch it as our third thing one of these days.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of third thing, we played, what is it? Edgar Allan Poe's interactive fiction.
Depending
1995 edition.
Yeah. Depending on who you ask, we either played The Dark Eye or Edgar Allan Poe's interactive psychological horror fiction.
It is unfortunately a game that is in SEO hell.
Yeah. So I think you were telling me that there's like some Swedish book series or something that has this name, The
It's a
Dark Eye.
German role playing game of which
German
there are
role
other
playing.
video games,
Oh, there are
and I
video
believe they
games
are.
based on it. Okay. Oh,
I
perhaps this
believe there
Kickstarter
are.
for The Dark Eye.
Yeah, I believe they are the current copyright holders of that name.
That
So
is unfortunate. Yeah. Okay. If it's a game, that makes more sense. That actually might be a hard one to fight.
yeah, it is a point and click adventure that is lovingly claymated, and it features many stories from Edgar Allan Poe, where you get to play as both victim and victimizer
Yeah.
in several of them.
It's it's a shame because there are multiple stories that have two parts where you play as both sides of said story. And I feel like some of them that wasn't necessary at all.
Yeah,
I feel like
it maybe would have it maybe would have benefited more from if they're gonna do that, letting you swap between them more frequently in the middle of it.
yeah,
I don't
weird.
know.
I don't know if it was just the order that I happened to do them in. The game is sort of open world in a sense.
Yeah, you can do things in pretty much any order.
Yeah, there were a couple times where you could swap from one side of the story to the other, and I only found those
Yeah.
after having already done the first part. So that was weird. But there's some odd choices. There is no like telling or description of the Raven, Edgar Allan Poe's most famous poem, short story, whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe they thought that was too on the nose.
Could be. But it's got some good stuff. It's got the Mask of Red Death, even though the reading isn't great.
No.
It's
The narrator for a lot of it is William S. Burroughs, who is an author and not a voice actor, and it
it
shows.
really shows. Also, because this game was made in the year of our Lord 1990 fucking 5, there's no settings menu and thus no subtitles. Your ass better be able to understand English.
I would love a remaster of this game. Just give it some subtitles, fix some of the bugs,
Yeah,
maybe add some UI convenience.
yeah. There's definitely a few quality of life things that could have been added. We did run into a couple of soft locks. Luckily, we didn't have to do anything major to unsoft lock ourselves. Pretty much just reboot the game.
Yeah, and it dumped us pretty much where we needed to be. So
Yeah, we didn't really lose a lot of time. It was just kind of annoying, but I have certainly seen worse bugs.
just for the animation and the loving detail they put into it, I think it's worth about $10,
It was a really
which is what
cool
it costs.
experience. I'm glad that you bought that. I'm glad that we played it. The Cask of Amontillado was fantastic. That entire experience was great.
And you get to see it twice.
You get to see it twice, baby. If anything deserves to be seen twice, it's the fucking Cask of Amontillado.
It's funny because that's the best one, but it also has the most overlap in content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Berenice, like yeah, there's two stories there from those perspectives. Telltale Heart was basically one leads into the next. Cask of Amontillado is just the same story twice, but it's so good that you don't care.
It's so fucking good. Yeah, that was fantastic. Jennifer Hale makes one of her earliest voice acting appearances to my knowledge
As a underage girl.
as an underage girl who is to be wed to her cousin. It's based on Edgar Allan Poe, don't you know?
Who is not wed to be
Who
not
did
to be
not
wed to her
die.
cousin.
Wait a second. No, he's dead.
Although she was very open to it for some reason.
She was super open to it. She was like, yeah, no, I love you. Fucking whatever if you're my cousin.
Yeah, I should mention that the one part of it that is not by Edgar Allan Poe is there's a framing story around the retelling of these stories that is heavily inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, and it basically kind of mirrors the stories that are being told.
Yeah. It's a very fun framing device. It's interesting.
Terribly complicated, but yeah.
Yeah. Stories told kind of pulp style. You get a little bit of the framing device, then you get a chance to look at a Poe story, then you go back to the framing device, back and forth. Sort of a Dark Seed style. Almost like a Dark World, but there's nothing there but Edgar Allan Poe stories. And we wrapped up in what, 90 minutes, 2 hours?
I want to say without the soft locks, it would have been about maybe 2 hours.
Yeah. About the length of a movie for $10. I'd say that's pretty solid.
I think what ate up a lot of the time was Mass of the Red Death too.
Yeah, a mask that was
It was really
unfortunate.
long.
And it like if it just if it had subtitles, that would have been I could
Yeah,
take the fucking not very good fucking voiceover if it at least had subtitles, but it did not.
just like so people understand, William S. Burroughs, he sounds like David Lynch.
He
He
does.
talks like David Lynch.
Super monotone, more lower fucking tone overall, but kind of mumbly. It's not great. And he gets to
Yeah.
read it, I think, at least two.
And to be clear, he was a very old man at this time. I think he died 2 years later.
Oh shit. I didn't realize this was one of his last things. Wow.
Yeah. And S. Burroughs. When did he die? Uh, he died in 1997.
Oh
This game
shit.
is from 1995.
Yeah.
So,
Literally fucking practically right after this.
and he was 83 years old.
Damn. Well,
But yeah, that was our third thing, and it was pretty good. It has nothing to do with Star Trek.
nothing to do with Star Trek, but it's on Steam. Check it out. All right. So let's get to our tier listing.
Yes. Taste of Armageddon.
Taste of Armageddon.
I actually like this one quite a lot. Maybe above Mantrap for me.
I think I'm going to erase these numbers because I'm tired of rewriting them every week. We can number it when we're done. Oh god. Saying above Mantrap?
For me,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's an exciting episode. It's the world building of it was very interesting to me. Like the sets were nice, the costumes were nice.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got a little bit to do.
Yeah. The story was interesting. The moral maybe not so much, but the story itself interesting. God damn it.
I think the moral is more applicable in the 1960s when you're in a Cold War with a equally matched adversary.
Yeah.
Not so much these days where war is very asymmetrical.
But war never changes.
According to Solid Snake, war has changed.
Damn it. Who do I believe? Solid Snake or the fucking guy from...
Ron Perlman?
Yeah, Ron Perlman.
And what do we think of this side of
This
paradise?
side of paradise. I really like this side of paradise.
Um,
It's certainly not the best episode.
it's better than Shore Leave, definitely.
Definitely.
Is it better than Galileo 7? Maybe not.
It's more fun than Galileo 7. It's more
Yeah.
fun than Return of the Art. Like, if we're going by fun factor, I'd probably put it above Court Martial. But as like an actual episode of Star Trek, I think,
Maybe below Arena.
yeah, we could do, I think Below Arena's perfectly acceptable. Possibly more than you deserve, but goddamn do I love
Like-
Southern McCoy.
Of the fun episodes of the Shore Leave and Naked Time style episodes, this one's the best that we've had so far.
It's the best one. It actually does have
Yes.
character development.
It has character development, it has sci-fi stuff, it has
Spock backstory. It's got a lot more than some of these other ones, that's for sure.
and you know what? It's actually genuinely funny on purpose and not in a way that like we kind of made fun of Naked Time and
Yeah,
Shore Leave a bit.
that's true. Yeah, this side of
The
paradise.
jokes in this one land.
I agree. All right. Yeah, that's looking like a solid list. I'm not going to number it because I don't want to have to do that every time. We'll get to that at the end. So, what are we looking at for next time?
Next week is going to be uh, The Devil in the Dark and Errand of Mercy. So I know Devil in the Dark, and remember when I told you that Mickey 17 ripped off an episode of Star Trek?
Oh, yeah?
It's that one.
Well, damn, we're not watching Mickey
Um,
17 again, so.
And Errand of Mercy is, it looks like the first one with Klingons. That'll be exciting.
Ooh, that'll be really exciting. I want to see TOS Klingons. All right.
I got some really dumb stories about Klingons with concern to Star Trek Enterprise.
Fuck yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's what's coming up.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we have any parting thoughts?
Get yourself a real Georgia mint julep
Get
if you can.
yourself a real Georgia mint julep and don't join the LARP wars.
Yeah, if someone tells you to die, just don't.
Yeah, just don't. Just tell them no.
Say no.
Have a good one, everybody.
Laters.